Okay, so yes, so what we need to do on this question, 8.3, number 1, is it says a political candidate conduct a poll, blah, blah, blah. Candidate only wants 5%, 95. What size of sample? So that's the key word. What size of sample? So looking down here at the exam 3 notes, sample size, it's number 1. So we need to do this kind of stuff. So let's go through it. First thing, it says you got to find this Z right here, which is inverse norm, 1 minus confidence level divided by 2, 0, 1. All right, let's do that first. So that is Z. So I'm starting that right here. Z equals inverse norm of parenthesis 1 minus confidence level divided by 2, 0, 1, like that. So let's plug that in. So that's going to be inverse norm, parenthesis, 1, and then parenthesis in here, 1 minus confidence. What's that? Well, that's the 95%. So that's point, got to make it a decimal, 0.95 divided by 2, 0, 1. So we got to do that on our calculator. So if you type that in exactly on your calculator, I'm going to do that now too. Go find the inverse norm, and really, you know what you could do to make it easier probably is just because all those parentheses can be confusing. I think I would just make this 0.05, right? Because that's what 1 minus 0.95 is, right? Is a 0.95. I think that'd be easier just to do it like that. And I'm getting, when I do that, I got the answer on my calculator, minus 1.959963. That's enough digits, right? Well, no, actually we need a lot on this one. 986.
I'm just confused how you type all that thing in the calculator.
Yeah, so literally it would be just exactly what I wrote right there. And so I can show also on the other thing here. Let me show with my calculator. I have a calculator simulator thing, so I can show it exactly. It's kind of nice. Let me grab it here. There it is. All right, so, and let me put the key press history right over here for you. Okay, yeah, you're seeing my calculator right on my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to move that up. There we go. Oh, whoops, I don't know why it does that. All right, so there we go. So here we go. So the first thing we're going to press, we're going to go second distribution, right? The distribution. And we got, there's where the inverse norm is. It's under second distribution or second VAERS, which the thing above VAERS distribution. Go down to inverse norm, hit enter. So now I'm on inverse norm. And so the area to the left, that's going to be the 0.05 divided by 2. Go on down. 0 and 1 are already in there. Perfect. 0 and 1 is what I want. Now, if you have the older kind of TI like I do, I have the older one, my handheld. This one on the screen is the newer simulator.
Oh, I have that one too.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, you know, if you have the sideways one, you can just do it with commas. Hit enter, enter. And there it is. There's that number, that negative 1.959963, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let me switch back. I'll come back to this screen in a second. Let me switch back now to my iPad and write out what we just did, and then I'll just kind of switch back and forth. All right, now, so here it is the old way. You would just type it in with commas if you have the old kind of calculator. So you get this answer. Now, we got the Z. That's just the beginning, though. So now we have the Z. And so get that first. Now, we have to figure out which of these we're going to do. Is it a P percent or is it a mean? What is it? Well, yeah, looks like, yeah, what percent? Yeah, so it's a percentage problem. Right, right on. So let's go down. And so it's going to be one of these kind. What percent? Now, is anything known? they say, no, they don't mention anything. So what's confusing about that, I probably should mention. Let me show you one where you do know. Yeah, here's what, look down at number 4. Let me show you the difference. On number 4, it says, based on previous evidence, you believe the population is approximately, so there's P known. See that? That's what it looks like when you know something about P ahead of time. We don't have that in question 1. So down here, when they say unknown or known, we're on unknown for question number 1. And for question number 4, you'll use the other formula because you know something about P. So that's what they mean about which case is for you. So we're on unknown. So we're going to use this formula right here, z squared times 0.25 over e squared. So let me write that, go back up and write that. So n is going to equal, what was it? I already forgot. 0.25, that's right, 0.25 times z squared over e squared, right? Did I get that right? Z squared, 0.25, yeah, whatever order. I guess they put the z in the front. It doesn't really matter. Are we good there so far?
Yes.
Now, so let's plug in 0.25. And then how are you going to do the z squared? Well, you got to type in that entire number. Well, really what you should do is just use your answer button. That'd be so much easier. Yeah, just hit second answer. Well, wait, you have it on your screen. Yeah, no, never mind. Let me change the plan here. So let me write this to make it easier for you. So so it should be z squared times, let me write the way the formula was. So the way you type that in to make it as easy as possible is you get the z on your screen. While it's still on your screen, just hit second answer. That button is at the bottom, very bottom. It's above the negative. At the negative with parentheses at the very bottom of the calculator. That's a beautiful button. It's very helpful. It'll grab the last answer for us. So hit second answer. It'll grab this answer automatically so you don't have to type it all in. And then just go to the power of 2. That means power. And that button is somewhere. Where's that? Over on the right side below the clear button. Go to the second power and then times 0.25, because that's up on the top, and then divided by, because now we have to do the E on the bottom. And what's the E? It's this air. It's within. It's that number. That's the E right there. It's 1%. So that's going to be 0.01 to the second power. You got to do a second power because it's E squared in the bottom. And then hit enter. And I'll do that too. So we have that number to the second power times 0.25 divided by 0.01 to the second power. And I'm getting let me change the color here. N equals 9603.6. And notice it says, round your answer up. Up means always up. Even like 7.1 will go to 8. So in other words, it doesn't mean round to the closest. It means always go up. So go to 8. Or in our case, I'm going to round to 9604. 9604. So there we go. Is this making sense how I type that in?
Honestly, I got a little bit confused at the end, all of typing.
Yeah, let me write this out a little bit better right here. So this formula, this should be, come down here. Yeah, so you go second and you hit the negative button, which has answer above it. Second answer. So you start with the Z. So step number 1, I should say, step number one is you do the inverse norm thing. So step number one, get rid of that right there. Step number one is get the Z on your calculator by doing the inverse norm. And then step number two, hit second answer, that Z answer, to the power of 2, the up arrow is the power of 2, times 0.25 divided by 0.01 to the second power. Why is that? Because that E right there, E is 0.01. Why? Because right there it comes from the 1%. That's your E. 1% is 0.01 decimal. And then hit enter. Right there at the end. So that's what you want to type in. Exactly those buttons. And you should come out with 9603.6, and you always round up. So in this case, round up to 9604.